Now we are our standalone company. Okay, continue, I guess. Here we go. Oh, something happened. Good. Okay, so this is actually a picture of one of our Medi buildings in Germany. It's in Beirut. It's a huge complex with over 3,000 people employed. And on the right-hand side, you can see the agenda, the topics we are going to talk about today. So we are going to talk about what is Medi and what is our vision. Compression therapy, discovering our treatment options, benefits of mediven compression stockings, and how to maintain and how to care for your products, which is very important because, as we all know, our garments are quite expensive and we want to make sure they survive the longest period possible. Okay. So the next slide here is basically showing you where Medi is in Germany, or where Medi is on the world. I don't know, my cursor is gone. Okay. I think it's really weird here.
And now I got it.
Hold on for a second. Here, that's good.
Or just not going to bother TV then? Not going to bother TV.
Yeah. So we are sitting in Germany, but we are operating worldwide, internationally. We have over 70 years of experience in compression. So compression products, or the compression product was born in 1952 back in Germany. And we have two large production sites. One is in Germany, and all flat-knit products are manufactured in Germany. And the other production site is in the USA. So some of our circular knit stockings are coming from the USA, and our Circade line, if you have heard about that. Okay, then talk a little bit about materials. It is important to know that Medi does not use any natural product, for the reason that natural products tend to disintegrate pretty quickly, and they don't give us the regular yarn we want, because processes are quite regulated in Germany, and every yarn, every fabric we use needs to be 100% accurate. The yarn needs to be the same thickness. There can't be any lumps and bumps in there, because that would influence compression, and the German regulations will not allow that. So this is why we are not using any natural rubbers or any cottons, linen, or any of that, to make sure we are delivering the same consistent high standard, high medical standard all the time. So no cottons, and I mentioned cotton earlier, again, because it is an irregular yarn. And also cotton tends to store moisture. Under a microscope, it looks a little bit like a cactus, and it's absorbing moisture and actually storing it. So the fiber and the fabric will be wet and moist longer. And this is why we don't use cottons. And also cotton is quite easy to tear, and we do want a very durable, stable material and garment for you. And also to not having to deal with any potential contamination of pesticides or any toxins. Okay, so also all Medi products, important to know, they're latex free. We get asked this very regularly, and it's important for you all to know. Okay. Any questions so far? No? Good. So then, benefits of our stockings. Our flat knit stockings, they are all lined with an antimicrobial agent or infused with an antimicrobial agent. It is silver. So these stockings will prevent odor to a point. They will also help with preventing potential skin infections and preventing potential issues. I'm not saying by any means the product will be a a cure for nail fungal infections or any of that, but it's definitely a nice option to prevent issues from happening. Then also we have the picture on the right-hand side. It's called Climate Comfort. Climate Comfort means our products are wicking. So especially in the summer months we have, which are too short, a lot of clients are worried about about products being too warm. So I can assure you our products have wicking fibers. So they take moisture, wick it away from the skin and evaporate it fairly quickly, similar to workout clothing like Under Armour, Lululemon. So quick drying, very high breathability. And also these products help to prevent itchiness from happening. Okay. Then right underneath, variety. So very important point, because we do want to be able to customize products to your need. We have a lot of variations available. And within these variations, we have over 3,500 options and add-ons you can choose from if needed. So that said, it's always important to design and measure the stocking to your real needs. We don't want to automatically add all the bells and whistles to it, because sometimes overloading a stocking with too many things isn't a good thing. Then the stocking may not be comfortable or may not work the way we want it to work. So we want to choose the accessories and add-ons we need, but not everything possible. Okay. And the last one, it's called soft elastic. So this is a very nice option because we're increasing the ability to step into the product a little bit easier and to have more freedom for the toes, and to not apply any unwanted pressure to the toe areas. So this is a nice feature to have, and we have this in our flat knit products and also in our circular knit products, so that you have a nicer comfort to wear the stockings. Okay, so now talking a little bit about lymphedema, and you are the pros really, you know lymphedema inside out. So there's 3 stages, and I like to say there's 3 stages plus. Because we do have stage 1, which we call the reversible stage. So stage 1, yes, you do see a difference in leg size. Usually at this point, we can reverse the swelling. So we can help with manual lymph drainage. We can help with compressive products to reduce circumference and to keep the leg in a stable, maintained size. Stage 2, however, now we are talking about changes that cannot be reversed. So here we have an irreversible stage. And as you all know, signs of lymphedema are deeper skin creasing, heavy feeling, a positive stemmer sign, and increase of circumference, certainly, and also discoloration of the skin. Stage 3, now we are dealing with larger skin lobules that are forming. We are dealing with way more skin-related infections and issues, fungal infections in skin folds. So here we want to definitely make sure we have good hygiene and maybe products that support the skin fold health. So stage 3, like I said, I call it 3+ because it can have so many different faces. It looks so different on every client and patient I'm seeing, that it's not just one particular stage. Okay. So at this stage, it's often that the lymphedema is starting to generalize because we're compromising the lymphatic system systemically, not only in one limb. And now the patient is really starting to suffer because edema is going up or creeping up higher, and other limbs are affected. Oh, okay, there's a video. Oh. Gotta be against the law. This damn good.
And I came to hold the whole man to no shit. When you're not, you got nothing to say. Another check, cause we're turning up the heat. I want to see you clapping when you get about your feet. Try to make it happen when we hit these streets. I'm coming in.
Okay, I hope you could hear the music because I'm getting some funky messages here. So this was just to wake you up and to show you that Medi has a lot of really fun colors and fun options available for everyone. So if you really want to show your garment, which I feel more and more lymphedema clients and patients do. We definitely support that with very nice motifs and very nice elements. And you saw we have even crystals, and they definitely upgrade your garments quite nicely. Hey, so now I want to talk about our three different fabrics. So I hope you all have heard about the word wall stability or containment of products. For certain stages of lymphedema, it is important that we do have a product with a higher wall stability, for instance. So we do have three different products with three wall stabilities, starting with Mondi. Mondi is our product within the flat knit range with the lightest wall stability, which is still quite supportive, but it is a very elegant product. And this product is meant for lymphedema clients or patients, lymphedema clients with still fairly firm connective tissue, so no lobules, with not the deepest skin folds or skin wrinkles, fairly normal weight and leg shape, and also with, or you can use it for clients with very severe vascular disease, so venous issues. This product is opaque, so it's not see-through, and can be definitely worn also as a leggings. It comes for arms and for legs. And it's very elegant, and use it for stage 1 lymphedema. So severe vascular disease, or you can use it for a stage 1 lymphedema phase. Okay. So then the next step, now we are talking about Cozy. Cozy is our newest family member. Cozy is a quite interesting product. It used to be created for lipoedema patients, because lipoedema patients typically have softer skin, and we need to kind of tuck the skin in. So for lipedema, we do need a higher wall stability to contain the swelling, but we also do need a little bit of length stretch, longitudinal stretch, to get the product over the soft skin. And this is what Cozy does. So it's for lipedema any stage, and for lymphedema stage 2, I would say to 2.5. So this product is for softer connective tissue, softer fatty tissue, moderate or a little bit deeper skin wrinkles, means it's not going to sink in as easy into skin folds, often right in the instep area. That's a concern, or knee crease. It is suitable for associated weight disorders as well, like I mentioned, lipedema, and definitely it's a great product if you are exercising or if you're traveling. It's a phenomenal product. I do have a pair of Cozy and I absolutely like wearing them. They feel great because they're fairly soft and the length stretch is really giving you a very pleasant wearing comfort. Okay, the next one is our 550. 550 is on the market for a long time already, and this is the product with the highest wall stability. So truly 550, we could call it also the workhorse. This product will get the work done. It is suitable for any stages of lymphedema, but especially for stage 3. So this product is feels still very, very soft, but it can contain the tissue very well. So it has an extremely high working pressure. It is suitable for those who have very soft skin, but also if you're dealing with fibrotic tissue, 550 is great to help micromassaging and to really break down the connective and fibrotic tissue. Also, it is strong enough to help lining those deeper skin folds, so it's not going to sink in and creating unpleasant pressure. And definitely a product for, like it says in here, pronounced lymphedema and also associated weight disorders. Good. The next one here is to just explain this a little bit further. So when to choose what material, and it's key that you as a user, but also your fitter of choice or your trusted fitter, choose the right product. So here again, you can see that light material, which is our Mondi, for connective tissues, normal to firm, weight fairly normal. And if you are looking at skin folds, it is for next to no skin folds. Otherwise, it would sink in and potentially create some discomfort. And for severity of the lymphatic disease, stage 1. Okay. Then we do see in the medium field, this is our Cozy, soft to firm connective tissue, weight a little more moderate weight, a little bit overweight, severity of the disease, medium stage, stage 2 plus, like I like to say, and that's our Cozy. Of course, you can, if you're in the beginning stages of 2, you can still try wearing the Mondi. If it works for you, it's just fine. If it doesn't work, you may have to think about stepping it up and going to the next wall stability or higher wall stability. And then we have the 550, strongest material for very, very soft and jiggly skin, and also hardened fibrotic tissue for lymphedema clients with a higher weight and very severe stages of disease. All of these products can also be layered. And I do have a few slides or a couple of slides about layered garments, because more and more we find in our daily practice that if you layer a garment, especially if you have a very severe case of disease, layering garments and bringing the wall stability up even more is sometimes more effective than just putting you into a higher compression class. Sometimes the compression class is the tool healthcare professionals use to create more containment or better reduction, but very often it's the wall stability we need to approach in order to help your skin and your tissue to reduce edema. Okay, so on the bottom here it says JuxtaFit products. So our Circuit line is a phenomenal line of a very inelastic product. This is a great product for nighttime use, but also to reduce. So if you need to reduce, let's say you went on vacation to Cuba and you didn't wear your garment for a few days, and oh my, now the garment doesn't fit anymore because my extremity is now a little more swollen. Juxta fit reduction kits or circuit reduction kits can help you to gradually and very effectively bring the limb back down to a stage where your garment, your maintenance garment, fits again. Good. Now we're going to look at a few of the 3,500 options. So it'll take me just 4 to 5 hours to go through all of them. No, I picked the most important ones that will create a very comfortable stocking for you. Please know that there's fitting forms that your fitters use and fill out. There's just a friction of the options on the fitting form. There's way more available. And if there's anything else you need, ask the fitter to reach out so that we can help them to find the optimal choice for your needs. Okay. So, but for foot options, it's very good to know that we do have a hallux ease. So often we are dealing with bunions in the foot area. And if we have a higher compressive product, it can be quite painful and it can create a little bit of redness up to wounds. So I have seen clients with actual pressure injuries on the bunion area. So that's why Medi thought, okay, we need to create something to still allow our end users to wear the product, but to make it way more comfortable and easier to use. So we did create a special way of knitting the garment. And you can see this here slightly. It's a very soft feel, and it's a little more stretchy than the rest of the stocking, but it will still contain the level of swelling in your foot without applying too much pressure. So this is called the hallux ease for the bunion, and we do have the same for the little toe. So there's a nerve running down your little toe area here. It's called the varus nerve. And some patients or clients cannot tolerate any pressure right hitting the varus nerve or right around the little toe area. So here, this area, same way of creating the fabric, it's relieving pressure on this area, but still containing the level of swelling and giving you much nicer wearing comfort. And I'm not sure if you ever had this type of pain. It's terrible. I felt it once. I was wearing an open toe stocking and it slid back a little bit too far. It's a pain you want to rip the sock off your foot immediately. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you are sensitive. Good. Then Y knitting mark. There is a lot of discussion around Y knitting mark, and I'm burning to hear your comments on it. So Y knitting mark will put the stocking into a 90-degree angle of the foot. Usually for a more normal footing foot, the angle is about 45 degrees. But if we have more swollen lower extremities, so if your area of B1, we call it, right above the ankle is more swollen, you do display a deeper crease right around the instep, and maybe the dorsum of your foot is a little more swollen. This is when you would really benefit from this special knitting, Y knitting mark. So you can see here a little bit the display of the Y knitting mark. So we are adding this contractor seam, it's called as well, to literally bring the stocking, the foot up a little bit into a 90-degree angle so we can eliminate too much pressure on your instep area and on the foot. Because if you, again, have a little more tissue here and a little more swelling, this shape of stocking will put pressure right on the instep area. The 90-degree angle and a little bigger heel area will eliminate that. If you, however, choose a Y knitting mark and you do not need it because you don't have that much swelling in your ankle foot area, the 90-degree angle will actually put more pressure on your foot. So we gotta choose wisely when to order a Y knitting mark or when not. And we as Medi, we do a lot of education on this, because especially with AADL, authorizers will ask for a Y knitting mark all the time. So just know that not everyone needs this Y knitting mark. So as a rule of thumb, if you're displaying, if you have a deeper skin fold, Y knitting mark is a very good idea. Good. Then we have another add-on, which is really interesting. This is for active lifestyle. So this is not for someone who is sitting for long periods of time. This is for someone who wants to be active, kneeling down, maybe picking up the children or picking up, doing gardening. So you are kneeling, you are getting up, you're sitting down, you are moving. So here we have the flexure functional zone. We all have had the issue that the garment is kind of digging into the knee crease area and creating redness and pain. I don't know why my computer keeps doing this. It's creating redness and pain, and also right on the kneecap. Due to bending, we are creating more pressure right on the kneecap area, and it tends to get quite painful down the road. So the flexure functional zone, and you can see it's a little ribbed here. So with these lines, it's basically every second line has only the highly compressive material, and the line in between has a little softer material, so that you can very easily move and bend your extremity without creating pain and discomfort. Okay. Good. And now it doesn't want to work with me. So then extra leg length. This is another topic I talk a lot about, especially for women, and especially if you have a little more lymphatic tissue sitting right underneath the groin area, which happens quite often. So our traditional stockings are measured lengthwise right in the gluteal fold. We do not want them measured higher, because the buttocks otherwise would push down the band and flip the band over, and the garment will start rolling. But a lot of lymphedema clients need a little more length right on the front of the thigh, also going into the inside medial side of the leg, because there is a little bit of a tissue lobule, or there's soft tissue there. So a lot of my clients ask me, hey, can you make the stocking longer so that I can tuck in this little tissue? And I keep saying we can't, because if we make it longer, your buttocks will push the band down, and the stocking will start rolling. It's going to be a hell. It's going to be painful. So here Medi created this extra leg length, which we determine out of two separate measurements. So we are measuring, it's called LK1, which is the inner third of the gluteal fold. This gives us a length measurement, and also we're taking the measurement of the base of the pubic bone down to the floor. The difference between these two length measurements will tell the production team in Germany how much more length they can add on the inside and front of the stocking, so that the end user can keep tucking in this tissue. This is a beautiful addition to make thigh-high stockings especially way more comfortable to wear, and especially if we're dealing with larger soft tissues, this is a bit of a lifesaver. Also, we can open up the top band. If there's a lot of tissue sitting around the hip area, for instance, I tend to create a bit of a V shape with the stocking, so that when you sit down and get back up, we're not instantly having the tissue on top pushing the band down. So if you create this V shape and open the top band up a little bit wider, it hugs the tissue a little more gently, and it tends to stay up a little bit better. Okay. That's extra leg length. Definitely something to remember. This is how it basically looks. Regular length of thigh-high stocking versus a stocking with extra leg length. And you can see here also there's a little knitting mark, which shows you the elliptical piece that has been added to the stocking. Now, let's talk a little bit about the multi-layered garments or multi-component garments. If someone is dealing with very severe levels of lymphedema, also donning and doffing. So often layered garments will help the process of putting a product on, making it much easier. So there's different options we can offer. A lot of times we choose a thigh-high stocking. And if the lymphedema is a little up higher in the abdominal area and in the buttocks area, we tend to put a biker short over top, or simply the biker short could help the garment to stay up if the tissue is very soft and would potentially push the band down and would create the rolling of the garment. Okay. Important also is that the areas where we have the overlap, so if this is a thigh-high stocking, it goes up to the thigh. So this area here is measured without any tension of the garment that sits on top, because we don't want to double up compression. Otherwise, if we have a 20 to 30 garment underneath and we are putting a tension 20 to 30 garment over top, it would give you about a 50 to 60 mmHg pressure, and that would be a little bit too much. So the top garment in the overlapping area is measured without tension. Okay. And then we start tension at G again, or at the groin area again. We can adjust tension, or we can adjust the compression throughout the garment. So if you're wearing, let's say, a pantyhose, we can have one leg in a compression level 1, the other leg in a compression level 2. We could have the belly without compression, or we could have the belly abdominal panel with a 30 to 40 compression. So we can also play with compression levels to your needs, if you wear pantyhose, for instance. Then here's a garment which is, we call it A, D, C, G, and FT. So these are our measuring points. So A to D, A is always the first measurement from the toes, and D is the measurement right underneath the knee crease. So this person is wearing a garment, a below the knee garment. Then this person is wearing a cuff piece over top. We tend to do this if we have a client with larger skin lobules. So if someone has a little bit of overlapping skin, we like to put a cuff piece over top, because often we need to have the piece underneath, the below the knee piece, ending up underneath the lobule. Then we are starting the cuff piece, including the lobule. And the biker short in this case is here to hold the garment up and to give extra support. This is a very nice combination of garment, creating also a nice high wall stability. And here, this is our A to D and C to T. So A to D is a below the knee stocking, and C to T, T means top. This is a capri over top. We can also offer a leggings, for instance, if that's wanted. So we can truly design quite nice, comfortable products that offer high wall stability. And now we talk butt. So our glutes are important. And you're all wearing flat knit products, and sometimes the product will create a bit of a diaper bum, I like to call it. So it looks like wearing a brief underneath. And this is why Medi created a gluteal shaper, because we are aware of our young population. We are aware of confidence and feeling good. So we want to make sure we have an option so that you can actually feel great wearing the product and you feel confident putting a skirt over top, for instance, and not just long pants. So the gluteal shaper will truly lift up the gluteal area and create a nice buttock. But it is important to know that you need to have a butt because it cannot create one. So there needs to be a butt somewhere in order to shape it. We cannot make an apple out of a pear type of thing. So the product works very well with the perforated top band, which is our standard top band. It's quite comfortable to wear, and that would be my go-to choice as well. And we do have a knitted border where we cannot add the gluteal shaper option to. And for maternity or for men's panties and maternities, it's also not possible, the same as for the open gusset and the compressive or knitted netting gusset. So, and this is a picture, the question is why I'm showing this. This is a picture just to get your attention, because now I'm going to show you a few of our new prints and colors again to explain what Medi does to allow younger population, hip population, everyone to feel confident and good in our products. I hope you can. Oh, it's not happening. That's interesting. It doesn't want to play. Let's see here. No, it's not cooperating with me. Okay. Would have been nice, but I can show you the patterns this way as well. So we did create last year in fall, we did create 4 new patterns and elements. They are called design and fashion elements. Design elements are a one-tone element, and fashion elements are a two-tone element. And I will show this in a couple of slides a little bit better. So we have 4 new ones available, and they're available for arms and legs, for both. In the past, we had different patterns for upper extremities and lower extremities. We adjusted that, so now we have the same patterns for both. So the first one is called Nature. It's a very beautiful print. Then we have Stripes, which is very elegant and a little more businesslike. Dots, which is fun. And then we have Classic, which again is very elegant looking, and you can't go wrong with Classic. Here is a few elements you can see here. This is the two-tone, the Nature two-tone, same as here with our avocado green. This lady here is wearing a gray one, which is also one of our fashion colors, with the stripes. And you can see here the flexure functional zone as well. Down here, the lady is wearing our mango yellow color with our stripes, and you can clearly see the two-tone again. Versus this glove, this is a one-tone only. Here is a dots pantyhose and a glove with our dots as well. So it's quite appealing and quite nice. And in addition, you can choose our crystals. We have 3 different crystal elements. They used to be Swarovski crystals. Now they are just called sparkling crystals because we're using some pearls and some rose gold now in the mix. So this one is called Pearls because we're using little pearls and some blingy crystals. This one is called Rose Gold. And you do have like some rose gold patterns and some gold in there and some silver. And this guy is called Crystal, which is my favorite because it does very nicely stretch up the lower limb or the arm. And it looks very elegant and beautiful. Here are a lot more pictures, and there's more where this came from, on active lifestyle pictures where our clients are wearing flat knit garments, and we like to use models that are active in the lymphedema world, that are posting on Instagram. She's a big influencer in Germany. She has her own blog and she's posting ideas about exercise and nutrition. So very well received in Germany and Europe. She also created her own clothing line, for instance, but she's just showing off a little bit how nice our product looks wearing different lifestyle clothing. Good. For upper extremities, just to show you the product and to give you the latest news. So for upper extremities, we did change our 550 a little bit. If you think back, we have 3 different fabrics for lower limbs, Mondi, Cozy, and 550. For arms, we do have the 550, and what production in Germany added is a little bit more longitudinal stretch. Because what we found is, especially if dealing with softer skin, we need the garment to have a little more stretch lengthwise to go over soft skin, and so that you can comfortably tuck your skin of your lower arm or upper arm into the garment without it feeling way too tight. Also added UV protection. So in the summer, the fabric is like the 550 fabric has an added factor 20. So that's a nice feature to have too. And the 550 comes in, of course, 6 standard colors, which you have seen in the video, 5 trend colors, and the 4 design elements, design and fashion elements. So altogether for arm options, we have 2,100 combinations. For legs, like I mentioned, over 3,500, which will give everyone an option to find a garment that suits the needs and the fashion desire. Then for our Mondi, Mondi for arms is called Esprit Mondi. This is again the product for not as severe stages of lymphatic disease. It has now a more matte finish. It used to be a little more shiny in the past, so now the fabric is a little more matte looking. High UV protection, which is a very nice feature. And again, also the Esprit Mondi comes in 6 colors, 5 trend colors, which change every year, and the design and fashion elements. So for the colors, it is important for you guys to know that our avocado green and our jeans blue will be replaced in October by 2 new colors. So the 2 new colors will be something I heard raspberry colored and something with chestnut. So if you are wanting a avocado green or jeans blue product, you want to order it before mid of September so that you make the cutoff date, because starting October, they won't dye anymore in that color. Good. So then just a couple of words on caring for the stockings and making sure the product will last as long as possible. Caring for our Medi products is actually quite easy. You can throw it in the wash it on gentle cycle with color-like products, and use a laundry net. I personally don't, but use a laundry net, and don't use any bleach on it. Then machine dry. You can also put it in the dryer on low or on gentle cycle as well. It's actually a great thing to do because it brings the product back to manufacturer settings. like I say. So sometimes when we wear the product, they kind of wear out a little bit and they get bigger. If you throw them in the tumbler, then it really goes back to a little more tighter knit. And yeah, so use fabric, not fabric softener, but use liquid detergent. It does work also with the tabs, but sometimes what I find, the tabs are leaving a little bit of a sticky film somewhere and it could get stuck to your garment. And avoid fabric softener. The fabric softener will influence the garment, influence the compression, and potentially help breaking the fibers down sooner, which we don't want. Also important to file down any calluses and keep your toenails filed down and short, and use gloves to put the product on, of course. First of all, it's easier for us, it's easier for our hands, and we don't injure ourselves, and the garment will thank it to you as well, because we're not pulling any little yarn pieces out. Yeah, this is another picture of our little colors. So this is our mango yellow, avocado green, and gray with our elements. And that was my presentation for today. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm stopping my share. There we go. Now I can see your questions. I couldn't see them before. Sorry. So
we started with Andrea. Thank you very much. We do have some questions. I'm not. Can you read them on yours, or do
I can see them. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So is the Y knitting mark on flat knit or circular knit or both? So Y knitting mark is on flat knit only, but we do have a circular knit product. It's called Medi Plus, and Medi Plus has an integrated little Y knitting mark. So Medi Plus is a good product you can choose if you're very well maintained stage 1. Also, we have within the circular knit range our Forte, which is also suitable for a lymphedema stage 1 well maintained. So both of them have fairly high wall stability, but typically the Y knitting mark is for flat knit. So patterns for both circular and flat knit garments, no. So the patterns are only for flat knit garments. You can have the fashion, the design, Jesus, Andrea. You can have the crystals on both, on circular knit and flat knit, but the design and fashion elements only on flat knit. It would be fun, I agree. It would be so much fun to have a circular knit garment with the leaves on it. And then can you comment on when someone would wear the leg garment from ankle upwards? Should one be concerned about, yeah. So if you are dealing with lymphedema, definitely you do not want to just wear a garment starting in the ankle area or higher. So that's absolutely not recommended. We do, however, have some cases of lipoedema clients who wish to wear a garment starting in the ankle area or just slightly above, from a medical compression point, is again not something we would highly suggest, because yes, you will potentially see swelling in the foot area because we create a little bit of a restriction. But what these clients do and what we offer them is an anklet. So we do have in our other compression products, and we do have a sports compression anklet as well. And this way we are closing the gap from foot to the leggings. But I was really talking about layered garments. So we are having a foot compressive garment up to, could be even be to the ankle or a little bit higher, and then we are starting to layer over top. So lymphedema in the limb or in the lower extremities, you definitely cannot wear a garment starting a little up higher. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, if anybody else has a question, if you want to just raise your hand and unmute yourself, and we can get Andrea to answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So Andrea, I just want to thank you. Like Medi has come a long way from when I was first diagnosed with lymphedema. I think that it sounds like you've been really listening to all of the patients to get the right angles on the garments and the lengths. And I really like the UV protection because, you know, lots of times you go out with your sleeve or your stocking on and you put sunscreen underneath, but
You don't
you
have
don't
to.
seem to be able to have a problem. So that's really great that that's, and I don't know, I think we've got a couple questions. Oh, no.
Just comments. You're welcome.
Thank yous, yes, for you and the great fashion options. It used to be came in one color, and that's what you received. So that's great.
So, and if you are, I'm sure you have all a very trusted fitter. If you suggest options, the fitter can always bounce back ideas with us and me as well. So I'm very interactive with all of the lymphatic fitters to make sure that we really meet your needs as well. And one more product I want to quickly mention is the MediFresh. So we do have a spray now that we are moving into summertime. We do have a spray that you can spray right on the garment. It's called MediFresh. It is a beautiful, like mentholy product. You can also spray it on your neck if you want. And it will really help to cool you down if you feel a little bit too warm. Just something to keep in mind. And Amy is asking to MediVersion 3D measuring. Yes. So we are starting to roll this out. The 3D measuring, it's called MediVision. This is coming, it is on the market. The US is working with it, Germany, Sweden, and we are just introducing it to the Canadian market. I'm starting to work with CB Medical in Calgary in about 2-3 weeks. So if anyone from you is from the Calgary area, they will have a day where we keep scanning patients. So it will be mid-July, July 14th will be a day where we invite a lot of clients and patients, and we will just scan up and down, arms and legs, to get them used to the product and to see how it works for the market here. Yeah, so we can absolutely reach out to you if you're in the area.
Great, thanks for letting us know. Maybe CB Medical will send Ella a note on that, and we can share it with our members.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you again, Andrea. This was a great presentation. I like that you covered both primary and secondary lymphedema, which most people always forget about primary, but I'm glad that you covered the stockings and also the arms. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you to all of you that have joined. And again, look at our website. We've got more great events coming up. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please give us an email. And thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks everyone for listening. You guys take care.
Okay, bye-bye.